assault rifle, a purple pistol, and the blue sniper rifle.
You can have the sniper.
Well, I had to run around this bitch, unfortunately.
Yeah, I crossed through this thing one time. It took forever.
Oh, see somebody up there. What?
Run behind him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have my gun out though.
I'm big my gun.
EA Sports and
Just
the
don't turn
Wolf
around,
Creek
people.
Golf Club so proudly present
Yeah, 'cause you
opening
do,
round
I'm popping.
coverage of the EA Sports
Hitting
Spring
loops.
Invitational. Always some extra
like the one in the
excitement
back, he
when you
keeps
get to
swerving,
the
make me
first
think he's
major
gonna stare at
championship
me.
of the year.
I
And
know,
here
I
we
know.
are, Rich Loader alongside
Man,
Frank
they
Nobilo.
had
We're
me
at Wolf
staring
Creek
at
Golf
that
Club in
Sunday. We're
Mesquite,
talking like a
Nevada,
bunch of idiots
for the
going,
EA
I
Sports
will
Spring
told you.
Invitational. Partner, this is a big one.
Yeah, I talk
It
about
certainly
shooting.
is,
I'm
Rich,
I
and
see
being
him
the
running
first
past. I'm
major
like,
of
no,
the
don't
year,
shoot
you know
me.
the players
Yeah,
are
we're
a
gonna
little
listen
bit
to
more
that.
nervous. Anticipations of a great
that's
year
what
are going to
happens.
start right here this week.
Yeah,
at
now
Wolf
they
Creek.
probably see us
And you
now
have
if
to
they pay
make all
attention.
those adjustments out there. Is your game
Oh,
ready?
I
Can
know
you
you do.
adjust for the changes of
People take their
elevation?
cookies at the end of it.
You know, this is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Well, he pays a price for that.
Yeah, when you don't see the top of the ball in the rough, you know it's not sitting pretty. You'll need a bit of force to extract one out of there.
Frank, this one is veering far to the left. Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. Frank, you always talk about it not compounding the error, but here again, another shot from the rough.
Yeah, if you try again.
Playing a par 5, Frank, what happened on that third shot?
Yeah, it's a poor decision. But well, hopefully he can eradicate that from the memory banks and really knuckle down on this. Do not want to drop a shot or make 6 here.
So he didn't hit the green in regulation, but he still has a reasonably good chance to save his par, about 10 feet away. Not a gimme, but well within his range. And with that par, moving into the top 25 on the leaderboard. Ready to tee off here at the second hole. Quite a view from up here, Frank.
Once again, big elevated tee, and it's hard to imagine you have a tee that high up, but that'll shorten that 445 yards. Obviously, it's a dog leg left. You've got to be careful if you hit driver and 2 straight, because then you can run out. A nice tee shot in the middle there, and then you've got a relatively straight shot into this sort of par 4 green, obviously going a little bit back up the hill. And once again, a little bit like that opening hole, sort of different tiers on that green. Try and make sure that you're on the right one.
So from the rough back to the fairway, that's the right way to go.
Yeah, didn't take the bait, and at least now he's only going to play the price of a poor tee shot. Still got a good chance, though, getting away with par.
That is an excellent play right there. The approach, getting him another good look.
Even par currently. Oh, that even caught me by surprise, Rich. I thought par was in the bag.
This now for bogey. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. So that's a bogey, and now to 1 over par for the tournament. Now on to the third, first of the short holes here at Wolf Creek. Uphill shot, Frank?
Yes, it's going to play a little longer because of that. Then it's 227 yards off the back tee. Hard to imagine you have a par 3 in amongst this desert. And really, that's all it is. Tee and green. There's not much in between. Well protected, as you can see by those bunkers. And this green a little smaller than what you'd like for a hole that's around that 230-yard mark.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. And the ball settles on the green 26 feet away. Par bid here. Close. Couldn't ask for much more on that putt. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. I thought that was in.
Yeah, it looked good. I mean, line, pace. It's hard to be critical of that.
Just a couple of feet. Been a little bit of a fight so far. 3 over par. Back over now to the fourth. With a key stretch of holes ahead, our featured golfer really has struggled in the early going, Frank.
Yeah, a few mistakes out there, unforced errors you might want to say. So really, attention to detail should be the concern right now.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special. Oh, nice strike, Rich. Not quite directly in line with the flag.
Just drifting a bit to the right, but he'll settle.
It's no snack, though.
Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Just broke away at the last second. So that's a drop shot. Now to the par 5 fifth hole. Cut it over the ridge here, Frank?
Well, if you can, if you dare. And there is actually a stream here. I know we're in the middle of a desert, but if you can clear that stream, that's the main thing. This is a crazy-looking tee shot because it looks like you want to go down that left, down that canyon area, but if you don't know the exact distance you fly the ball, then you're going to be in lots and lots of problems. Those collection of 3 bunkers down the right side, as long as you can avoid that, then that second shot to this par 5, that's not overly long, it's just under 500 yards, is certainly reachable. The second shot will play uphill to a elevated green with, once again, 3 different levels.
Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance, really, for Birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good. This is a 22-foot putt. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Well, you're not going to make that putt all the time, but you'd like to at least get it to the hole.
If he keeps putting like that, he's going to be an announcer in no time.
Nudge this one home, finish it up. 6 over for the day. Frank, here at the 6th, where are you looking to land the ball off the tee?
Got to be careful here for the longer hitters, Rich. Driver actually might be too much. That stream that we just saw at the par 5 fifth hole, it also comes across here. So something that lands short of that, which is in the vicinity of 280, 290 yards. That's the key. From there, well, you're not going to have too much more in, sort of 140, 150 yards in. It is a dogleg right, but find that fairway there. Second shot played just a fraction uphill. And
good news is, was able to retrieve the golf ball.
Yeah, on dry land. And can he carry it this time, though?
Playing his 4th shot after the 3rd was wet. Frank, this is one you don't practice, but sometimes you have to do it. Time for the drop.
Yeah, it should be the easiest shot.
Much. I am golfing like crap right now.
Good recovery shot. Couldn't make the green, but at least he's back in play.
Played the smart shot right there.
What were you going to say?
Slight waggle, relaxed arms, ready to go.
I did like two league races tonight. I'm like NASCAR
Frank just never really adjusted to these changing winds.
They have been a problem for everybody out there, but once again, smart shot selection. You don't have to aim every shot at the flag today. It's that sneaky distance.
Yeah, I saw that. Oh my God! Oh my God!
Well, that was just a
I might as well
lousy
drop
putt
out
right
of this
there.
tournament
No other
and
way to
skip
say
this.
it.
Go to the next one.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Well, double par here. Time to pick up and move on.
Yeah, pretty much. I used to too. I haven't been on regular
Well,
lobby
everybody
in a
loves
while.
the short par 4. And here we have one, Frank, just 302 yards, the 7th hole.
And this hole is anything other than straightforward, Rich.
For the
huge drop off at the
2018?
front of the screen that is surrounded by water. So it's going to be a layup off the tee, really, to try and get the right yardage. This green is very, very, it's not very deep, but it's extremely wide. The hardest thing is to try and get a flat lie with whatever club you decide to hit off the tee and get the right yardage. Otherwise, that green actually might be a little elusive, even though this is a very...
That's out of bounds, and it'll cost him a shot. Now on his 3rd shot after being penalized for going out of bounds.
Yeah, tough break, really, Rich, on that last shot. It just got away from him.
Yeah, you mean the S's they took out? Oh, yeah.
So a tester from 4 feet. Been a little too much of that, Frank. Just sort of ho-hum pars. Frank, the par 3/8 really is Wolf Creek in a nutshell. It's hard, and it's really pretty.
It is, and it's really long, too. Just under 250 yards off that back tee. Slight bit of elevation, but you can see from the tee, obviously, where you don't want to go and where you do go. If you're a little, tender of heart, then
Yeah, did
aim
they
for the
add
right
that
side
extra
and avoid
little
all that water down
piece
the
to
left.
it?
Frank, they threw him a life vest. He's back on dry land.
And I hope this time he swings, he doesn't have the water wings on.
Third shot now after the last one found the deep blue.
Yeah,
You can still minimize the damage here. It's only one bad shot that you got punished for.
Yeah, they got like a little hill in the infield now.
So, Frank, he'll take a drop here.
Yeah, he'll take his medicine, take his penalty shot. The hole's not over yet.
So, Frank, just from the fringe, what's the best way to hit this shot?
The best players with chip.
If they left the back
This
one,
is going to be risky, though.
I want, you know, it'd be
I don't know
cool
if
to
he's
see
got
him
the
come
skill.
in full speed off the banking all the way down to that turn one.
Get down! Lay down! Frank landed it on the green.
Freaking shot at those
It was
putts.
never
Oh
gonna
my
stop.
God,
No,
this is
no
awful.
chance. Solid play, heart of the green. An ill-timed double bogey for him, but he has to make it first. You almost lose count at this point. Safe to say, not under par. In fact, well over par. Finishing up this
Could,
front
but
side
then,
here at the
you
par
know,
4
some of the
ninth,
tracks have
390
set up so
yards,
loose.
and what are we
Imagine
looking at,
driving
Frank?
side by
Well, it
side
looks
with
relatively
that. I don't
straightforward,
know,
but it's anything other than that. Decision time again. Do you lay it up into that wide area of the fairway? If you're a longer hitter and you are out here to have a little bit of fun, then maybe you want to take the head cover off because you get a little bit of an advantage if you can drive it over that last bunk on that right side, or at least take that out of
The
play.
what?
Because you're only going to have a short pitch in here.
The green is up above, and this will
Yeah.
play at least a club longer.
He did, but it was like,
He's
I
knocked
don't
it
know.
on the green,
I wasn't
but
expecting
not
him
in
to
a
drive it
great
in that
position.
hard.
It's a difficult
And
chance coming up here.
I was
Long
already
birdie
sort
try.
of,
Frank,
I
I'm
was
not
already
saying
sort
you
of,
should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
I
Greens
was
are fast,
sort
though.
of committed
Never
to
know.
that line because I did
line,
look in the
good
mirror
pace.
and he was far back.
Might have a
But I
chance.
already like committed to that line going in. So
So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt.
don't tell me they got it wrong.
That's how you maintain momentum. Make those putts for par.
Are you kidding?
Frank, the nice thing about golf is we have that little break in between nines. And if it's not going well, and that's the case right here, player has a chance to turn it around.
Yeah, this is where you have to dig into your memory bank. Obviously, what you've done wasn't working, so you know what not to do.
That one is just a little offline, and that will not end up in the fairway. Shot now from the rough. Frank, what's he facing?
Well, the lie first and foremost. If it's sitting down, then obviously you're not going to get a very good contact. Nothing wrong with coming up a little bit short of the green. The problem is turning one mistake into another.
So missed the fairway, and now he's back where he needs to be.
Yeah, minimize the problems.
Third shot, looking for a good one.
Yeah, it does.
I'll take that all day, just 15 feet.
Yeah.
15 feet away.
I don't think so. I should probably practice there eventually.
All right, good putt.
The rhythm of that stroke. Didn't try and bash it in the back.
We're here at the downhill par 3 11th hole. Frank, it's 215 yards from the back tee.
This hole certainly is not for the faint of heart. When you look at that tee shot, you think, oh my God, what do I do from here? But remind yourself, it's 215 yards and really only about 160, 170 yards to green grass again. But it's 215 yards. That should be the club that you're trying to pick. Green's big enough, just persuade yourself that. Try not to look at the canyon and the desert. There is a green down there. The hole is playable.
Yeah.
Great shot coming out of that bunker right there.
Showing some skills today.
That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
Trying to get out of here without too many bumps and bruises. This one is for bogey. Been a rocky round. Frank, the par 5 12th is another case of a hole where you see that Wolf Creek Golf Club can actually be kind of scary, daunting. When you look out at the desert mountains and then you add in some water, which we have here on the left, and you can go for some big numbers here if you're not careful.
Well, this is where the Wolf and the Creek can take a bite out of you. You hit it left off the tee, then you're certainly going to start to rack up a number. There's enough fairway down the right, but once again, if you hit a good drive and this hole is reachable for you, then you've got to worry about the water, which is to the right of this green. 5 wouldn't be the worst score you could make around here, that's for sure. I've seen 6s and 7s.
Yeah,
This is definitely not going down the fairway.
It doesn't look good. I think it's going to be in the deep rough. Frank, better than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, that looked like it was headed for that
and
thick
what
stuff
made
the
me
whole
think
way.
of it was
a
weird
little fortunate.
I had a
I
friend
guess you're
request,
allowed that in this game.
and it was Mike, and it made me think of it, like,
Birdie try up next.
why haven't I posted that and had people like it, and then all that?
Really. This is an awkward length.
Yeah, and it like skipped right by it and started talking about the project cars too, so.
He'd settle for par here. These putts keep the round together.
Oh my God! This
Really
is
no
the
chance to
worst
go in
round
there.
of golf I ever played. I played real golf better than this.
This one just requires a little bit of focus.
Par 3 course.
That's a bogey. Thirteenth hole, and Frank, Wolf Creek is really kind of a macho golf course because you can stand on a tee like this and say, you know what? I'm going to take this one over the mountains.
And then, if you do, then you flip the coin. Is it in play or is it out of play? This is one hole. You just you realize you're in the middle of the desert, that's for sure. And one hole that you think, well, if I play this hole a couple of times, I might just get the hang of it.
Off. At Indy? Oh, wait. Well, for what spot?
Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. Headed for the bunker, I think. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes.
I don't know if I told you.
See if he does it
all
here.
the NASCAR races and stuff. The Daytona, when I went to Daytona in 06, I lost all my pictures. That was before. That day on is when I bought the hard drive. But yeah, I mean,
this
so
skill
upset because I lost.
And that was
pictures.
sublime.
Just good hands, coming out of the rough, able to manage the distance, and
No,
now
the whole,
in great position.
Well, I had my computer had to be redone or something happened with the computer, and I lost everything on it. So.
Everything has gone wrong today. Just continues to be ugly. 14th hole here at Wolf Creek. Time to pull out the driver and as well the phone because you want to take some pictures here. What a spectacular view.
Stunning. You can see a whole
in the
panoramic sort of 360 degrees right around this golf course. Then when you flick back and actually look at the 14th hole, there's 6 bunkers, 3 really in play with the tee shot, as you can see, the other 3 just up by the green. Anything to the right of those is preferred, unless you want to be playing your second shot out of the canyon or the bunkers. Green should be fairly receptive, and 3 distinct portions, which is sort of a common trait here at Wolf Creek. That's sort of 3 different tier levels and that. But let's see, birdies that to be made at Wolf Creek, maybe even one here.
Yeah, there was fog. It was like 46 degrees, and it was like a big fog. Yes. And Tony Stewart drove Kenseth all the way down onto the grass.
That's a tough lie to come out of. Not surprising it's come up short.
Well short right there, but still in the game for a par.
Happy with that
all right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you've got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know. It might just go in.
Standing over this
Yeah,
putt,
I do.
concentrating on the read.
Yeah.
And he makes it for a bogey here. Here at the 15th hole here at Wolf Creek, bit of a breather here. Nice, short par 3. You don't want to miss this green.
No, that's the temptation there. If you try and bite off a little too much because it looks a little too easy, get a bogey here, and you're in a bad mood all of a sudden at Wolf Creek.
Frank made this hole just a little bit harder hitting it into the rough.
I would say a lot harder.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. Miss hit, wrong club. What happened there, Frank?
And they banned
Or
him
the
from
above,
it.
maybe. It's a little bit of a head scratcher. It wasn't that hard a shot.
Pretty good shot right there. So a tester from 4 feet.
Wow.
Good putt. From a short par 3 to a short par 4. Just 393 yards here at the 16th, Frank.
And when you stand on this tee, this hole looks anything other than straight. Goes to the left
Yeah, I
and comes
remember
back to the
Lake
right.
Speed.
But if you can just fixate at
that-
the green in the distance,
that blue
it's gonna look
15 car.
like a relatively straight par 4. And that's the way the hole should be played.
think
Look at
so.
those first 2 bunkers that you see and just try and split those. Good tee shot here and nothing more than a wedge left into this green. Simplify it. That's the key.
That one is bunker bound, it looks like. Well, we've seen this before today in the bunker. In the greenside bunker, Frank, little bit of a problem. Frank, that reminds you of maybe what, the greatest bunker player of all time? Shouldn't be a problem
think
here,
so.
but
I
not a
wanna do it.
formality either. And you almost lose count at this point. Safe to say, not under par. In fact, well over par. Frank, you licking your chops here at the par 5, 17th hole?
Oh, why not? A chance to reach a par 5 and 2, but there's still pitfalls in front of you. A little creek or stream
Yeah,
runs
'cause,
across the fairway. So
what did
really
Mets-
limiting the distance you can hit
was it
that
Mets?
tee
Yeah,
shot,
what-
but it's still reachable from just
50.7
short
or
of that
something like that?
creek.
Yeah.
Find trouble off the tee, then obviously you turn it into a 3-shotter. But a good tee shot, and it's too tempting to resist not going for this green.
Digs in, ready for the bunker shot.
Yeah, second shot here. Just try and aim a little bit behind that ball, an inch or 2.
In the water, too bad. After hitting it in the drink, this the 4th shot.
I'm so
Yeah,
far
it's
back.
hard to
in this thing,
imagine
I'm just doing
the scorecard is
stuff right
quickly adding up.
This requires a lot of speed
now.
through the ball.
I wish these games were still Tiger. No, Rory or MclRoy. Yeah, well. I enjoyed watching it last week when he was in it again.
What was he thinking there?
I have no earthly idea.
And all the surgeries he's had.
Not close, but not bad either. I think it's about 25 feet away.
No, I like watching it when him
It's a long
and
way to the
Mickelson-
hole from here.
Mickelson
Never
are
easy.
playing. Yeah, he's playing this weekend.
That was a good run right there. Almost went in.
At least he's seen the line as it went past the hole. So just replicate that on the way back.
Take no pleasure in saying it, but it's a fact. It's a double bogey. 18th hole, and Frank, again, a good scoring opportunity. Short par 4.
Yeah, if you looked at the scorecard, you'd think you could drive this green, but one quick look at the trouble in front and to the right of the screen, and you realize that's probably not the prudent play. Really, something 230, 240 yards off the tee in that vicinity is going to leave you just a flick wedge into this green. It is a rather narrow green, but from that distance, you'd expect to hit it close.
About 99 yards to the hole.
Wait, is this for the Xfinity or the Cup?
Frank, you always start out thinking about going low, but you know in this game you can end up feeling low. What do you tell a player who's had an off day?
Well, this is as much about managing your misses as celebrating your great shots. You look at the best players in the world, they know how to play bad better than anybody.
That is always so disappointing from that kind of a spot when you come up short.
Yeah, you're licking your chops over that one. A shot you think you could hit directly at the flag. Now, test for the short game.
Well, this is a player's nightmare. Still in the bunker.
Yeah, he's starting to fill up his shoes with sand.
Set from the bunker. This is 5th shot.
Oh my God, I cannot get out of this
Short
bunker.
shot. So open your feet up, open the club face up, little splash out.
Looking to splash this softly onto the green. And it looks like it's in the rough there, Frank.
It might not be as bad as it looks.
You'll need to be strong with this. Once you hit double the par, it is time to just pick up and move on. Count that as a quadruple bogey. Well, that'll do it for day number 1, and a tough start for some of those who were hoping for better things.
Yeah, slow start, surprisingly, really, and hard to put your finger on why, because we saw a lot of good golf, but now
I finished the full
outside
18
looking in,
holes,
we'll need
22
to play well
over
tomorrow.
par. I seriously have done better. Real life. Well, if it makes you feel any better, I just I'm after round 1, I'm sitting in 100th, so I'm just dropping out of this tournament, moving on, because I'm doing career. There's no point in doing round 2. No. I don't like that course at all. Golf course? They golfed there too, I think. Oh. Yeah, that league is the only league I do. What? Oh. That league, right now, that league they're gonna change it after the season, but they're the only league that runs stability on. I'm telling you, it was a lot harder to run it with it on than it is with it off.
EA Sports
Yeah,
and the PGA
that
Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live first-round coverage of the Boston Championship. Well, Frank, just a great day to be in New England. You can see the leaves are changing
we've had
colors.
some close...
Autumn in this part of the country is really nice.
Just the braking, because it like breaks different. But
Frank, it may be obvious you'd rather have a ball
and it makes it a lot tighter.
In these fairways as opposed
like
to the
especially
deep
when you
rough
go
off to the left or right.
to all like the
but
ovals and stuff.
Able
But
to take advantage when he
I'm
has
telling you,
that good
with
lie.
the Michigan that we ran last time,
sitting on a tee. That is a perfect lie. It almost guarantees good contact.
It was with the stability on. We were running, almost 3 wide so much of the race and just like rubbing and nothing happening. So it was like there was not as much wrecks. So that was a lot more fun than anybody thought. I did win Pocono
still not on the green
in
after that second shot.
league
still
on a
done.
fuel mileage race.
A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
Yeah, I did. I recorded that one too. That was pretty funny.
Frank, that was a pretty good shot right there.
Yeah, he's done well to minimize the damage.
Well, still a long ways to go.
Yeah, I'd like to think at the end of the day he's forgotten about that.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business.
Where are you running now?
Well, with that drop shot, moves to 1 over for the tournament. Par 5 second hole, 540 yards. Birdie opportunity, Frank.
Birdie or eagle, but that second shot all the way across water. So you're going to have to hit a good tee shot to go for this par 5 and 2.
That's a good shot, right where you want to be, in the fairway here at number 2. Nice position, short grass, second shot.
Oh no!
Looking good, Frank.
I didn't clear the water.
Good news is, was able to retrieve the golf ball.
Yeah, on dry land, and can he carry it this time though?
So this is his 4th shot after the last one found the water.
Wait, for real life?
It's not all over, but right now too, he's staring down the barrel of a very bad hole.
Yeah.
NASA, we have a splashdown. So it's been a tough hole. Previous shot went into the water, took the drop. This now, the 6th shot.
Oh.
Slight waggle, relaxed arms, ready to go. Players still fighting the strong winds out there today. That looked like a miss hit, Frank.
The lie was okay. It's a little surprising. Maybe wrong club.
Frank, you've just hit one out of bounds. What's the way to approach this next shot?
Try and get the steam out of your ears for a start.
8's too many.
In this situation. Rich, there's nothing worse than this. This might look all right, but in the mulch, this is a disastrous situation.
So this is not mulch ado about nothing?
Ah, I get it.
Well, once you hit double the par, it's time to just pick up and move on. Frank, really nice mix of holes here at the start. TPC Boston, the third, it's a par 3, about 210 yards.
Yeah, nice brick wall over the back, sort of give that look like it's been there for 100 years. But another one, really, you have to fly this ball on the green. There's no chance of running it up.
I'll make this about 100 yards. Third shot. Oh, a bit unfortunate. Wasn't able to avoid the sand trap. Great knees, great hands in this shot.
Yeah, touch. You have to have that feel. You have something between the ball and the club face, so it's a different feel, but you also have to have imagination.
Are you in a big lobby? Oh yeah, because they didn't run. They didn't run last week.
You didn't have one at Kansas. Didn't have one at. Didn't have one at Charlotte. Not gonna have one this week. Didn't have one for like 2 weeks before that. And like, that was when I told him, yeah, you can race Xfinity now. He set him the schedule. There's that Spanish music. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's funny when Lynch goes, you said something, or funny because somebody mentioned the Super Bowl. I'm like, yeah, that was actually me.
PGA Tour
I mentioned it last week and nobody said anything. So, again, it was probably nobody even saw it because everybody else wrote after it.
Fargo Championship. We are at Quail Hollow, and Frank, it is really one of the best courses on tour.
It is a great state of North Carolina where Donald Ross developed so many great courses. They're the sort of courses that we're used to seeing. But this is a relatively new golf course. First opened up in 1961, but it certainly fits in with the North Carolina landscape. Mature trees, holes well cut out, beautiful greens, and interesting finish.
How do you like that finishing stretch? They call it the Green Mile.
Some might think it's purgatory, but I think it's the perfect touch to a great golf course.
Headed for the bunker? Well, too bad. He'll have to play from the bunker. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
Okay, good shot on the dance floor.
So I only knew it was him because of his name
Standing over
from
this putt, concentrating
YouTube
on the read.
when I saw the friend request. Oh, jeez, I just made that.
Even par early on. Frank, a nice mix of opening holes here at Quail Hollow in the Wells Fargo Championship. Pretty short par 3 here at the second.
180-yard shot. We'll play more like 175 for the half a club downhill. There's much more green on that right side. If you're not too sure what club to hit, then you should stay away from that left side.
Great professionals, Frank.
Yeah,
they don't
and you
fear
backed out of
green
that one.
side bunker shot, do they?
No, because you can be as aggressive or as conservative as you want. You actually have
I've only
far
done the
more
one
options.
at Road America.
And you don't have to hit the ball first.
Oh, dude, that in the hole. Tremendous shot. Frank, this is a really fun hole. A pretty short par 3 downhill.
Yeah, half a club, you can allow for that, so it won't play its full yardage. You can really see that right part of the green. That's the most inviting one. But when they stick the flag on the left, you really have to be precise.
They'll be happy with that. In the fairway, now a good chance to attack this hole.
Yeah, we got a long way to go for that one. At this rate, who knows?
Frank, this actually isn't the most difficult shot, is it, for a high-level player?
You got a clean lie, it's firm underneath. The biggest thing, though, really, you don't want to hit the path first. Clean strike, though. This is almost like hitting off the fairway.
105 yards left. Frank, there's really great history here at Quail Hollow.
Yeah, it's a private members club, Rich. Was founded by James Harris back prior to 1960. We know it hosted the Kemper Open from 69 through to 79, the Payne Weber Invitational from 83 to 89. And now, obviously, it's the host of the Wells Fargo Championship ever since it debuted back in 2003.
Well, he'll be disappointed with that, no doubt.
Yeah, swing didn't quite look right on that one.
And he's set up for his 5th shot here, looking to get on the green with this one.
Yeah. I wanted that Charlotte, man. I wanted that so bad.
Another good approach shot.
And you get
purple
ready
got.
for
Oh,
the
you
putt.
didn't see it? Yeah. I mean, I still had a chance. I was still running up front late. And I should have. I was running second. I was running second in the last. We had a pit stop left, and it went green the rest of the way, of course, because you know, once I. Purple
say, 300-yard drive,
just got the
shot,
safer barrier going into
one,
3.
Also, one shot.
And I went low to avoid him.
Right here,
and once I went low, the car just spun
round.
right around on me, and I was in second and everything.
So 2 over par for the round.
So, yeah, because
And now let's go down.
there was
to the
only
action
I think
at the
11
4th.
cars left in it.
With a key stretch of holes ahead, our featured golfer really has struggled in the early going, Frank.
Yeah, a few mistakes out there, unforced errors, you might want to say. So really, attention to detail should be the concern right now.
Frank, he is one of the longest hitters in the game, but at some point, you have to hit a fairway.
Yeah, he's certainly not the straightest. I think that was the bit you're going to put in the middle.
I know.
So miss the fairway.
I know, because just driving down the backstretch, you can't spread yourself out.
Minimize the problems.
You know, I'm leading, and I'm watching everybody just.
Second shot
I mean,
now at the
in the
4th.
rear view mirror,
Bunkers guarding
everybody's
the
getting
front
so
corners
close.
of this
It's
green.
flying up to you.
Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Just a couple of feet. Well, not in contention, but in
Yeah,
football.
I was behind that.
Frank, in today's modern game where players are hitting it so far, I always feel like one of the more exciting holes is a reachable par 5, and here we are at the 5th, 570 yards.
Yeah, this is reachable providing you hit a good drive. Otherwise, it becomes very awkward on the layup. You're sort of often threading the ball out of trees and just trying to find some sort of third shot. So to your point, big advantage with
Yeah,
the
I was
tee shot
behind
here.
that when that happened.
Playing
When
his
he got
second
into
shot
you a little bit.
at the par 5.
Or that's what it looked like. No, Mets. Wait, what happened with Green?
Well, this one is offline just a bit. Look out. That one is going to end up in the rough. You have to think he'll be happy with that, given that it looked like it was headed right
it
for
was
the rough.
from that.
Yeah, it looked like that was the only place it was going to finish. But, well, It's a little bit unexplainable. Let's see what he does from here now. Lucky break.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Oh.
Yeah, outside chance really for birdie, but really it was a rather poor approach shot.
Always two components to the long lag putt, the speed, number one, and then the read. And missed out on that second part. Rolls in the par putt, stays at +2. Wow, Frank, this is all you want in a par 3. 250 yards here at the 6th.
Hey, that's what these guys need, especially in a PGA Championship. Fortunately, the hole plays a little bit downhill, but
Yeah, that's the
250,
tricky part.
whichever
I
way
like
you
going
cut
to the
it,
infield.
is a
It's
big
so
par
much fun.
3. It was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to
I
run
love
over the
that
back?
place.
He'll need to be strong with this. Frank, not close, but from that line, not bad.
Oh, that's excellent. Seriously, given the conditions, Rich.
Getting set now over the putt.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that is amazing. Just a sensational putt. Well, Frank, an eagle is in play here at the par 5 7th.
And a 6, and a 7, and an 8, or a 9, actually. This is a potential scorecard record, the 7th hole. Many a tee shot has found that creek on the right, trees, problems on the left. There's no question there's a reward for a good tee shot here. But then there's a decision on do you go for this par 5 and 2. It's not overly long, just over 530 yards. It is very tempting.
Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
Frank, not where he wants to be, but not out of the hole here at the par 5.
Yeah, it's weird
No,
on the
but,
banking there. That's
Rich,
the only
to
thing.
drop a shot here
I don't like
would,
running
would
the
really send him
regular
backwards.
oval track
Frank, second
sometimes.
shot
It's
here at the
weird.
par 5
I don't know
7.
why the ovals feel
having a
weird
go
in
at
that
this one?
game, but
Yes, but you still have to respect the water and the trouble around. So anything slightly left of that flag is fine.
Didn't knock down the flag stick, but
probably
he
would have
still
I
has a
saw
chance.
it. I haven't
21
done.
steps,
You know, I want
or should I say
to go
feet?
on there and try all these snow courses and all
21
this
foot
rally.
putt, set
I
to
haven't
go.
done any of that.
Well, you could see he thought he had that.
It looked in the whole way until the end.
Just the tap in to finish the hole. So with that, 3 over par now for the round. Frank, in modern professional golf, we're seeing more and more drivable par 4s, like the 8th here at Quail Hollow, 350 yards. What do you think of this hole?
It's not a bad hole. Drivable, some might say, but the angle of the green means it's hard for that tee shot to keep on the green. But I think the reward for hitting a driver is try and sort of aim at that tree just left of the green. And the reason why is then you've got to pitch up the direction of the green. This is a really narrow green.
Not enough on that one.
Yeah, it just seemed to baby it.
Well, bunker play is really about technique and feel. The two greatest ever are probably Gary Player and Seve Ballesteros. Seve actually was so good, he was so skilled, that he could open up a 3-iron, that's right, a 3-iron, on a short bunker shot from a green side bunker and splash it to a couple of feet as if he had just used a 60-degree sand wedge. Amazing. Solid play, heart of the green. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business.
Yeah.
Frank, they didn't have any openings at the EA Sports Basketball because, I mean, this is just brutal to watch. Well, Frank, what do you think of the 9th hole here at Quail Hollow?
Oh, I think it's a beauty, Rich. One of those long, nice drawing tee shots. 500 yards is a par 4. You have to hit a good drive down there. The fairway doesn't camber that much. Hole does dogleg to the left. Big advantage for a big tee shot here. This is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, that was a little over ambitious.
Frank, here we go again. Another shot from the rough.
Yeah, let's see if he learned his lesson. Just too much juicy grass between the ball and the club face. It's always going to come up short out of that sort of light.
Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in.
Yeah, I'm probably not tonight. Tomorrow I will. I put in for Monday off, so I got a 3-day weekend.
Well, double par here. Time to pick up and move on.
If they do the online driver swap for that, oh God, I would love to do a 24-hour race.
Played very poorly on the front, but still a chance to get it back.
Most
here
likely,
on the
yeah.
back
I want to
nine.
know how the heck
this
that
is
works.
where you just simply have to eradicate
that?
what's been. Golf is that game of keep doing what's in front of you. Keep moving, one step at a time.
Frank, it's a nice walk to make down the fairway when you can see your golf ball right there in the middle.
Rich, there's an old saying, fairway first. And there's another example. Hit it in the fairway, and the game becomes very straightforward.
Just a beautiful tee shot.
Yeah, because I'm trying to figure out how you know when to switch or how you know the other person's on. You got to have a chat going at least, I would think, to
Second
no,
shot here
are
at
you
the
ready to?
par
I'm coming
5-10.
in.
Chance to
Blah,
make
blah, blah,
something
hit a button,
happen.
switch it, and the other person hits a button. I don't know. It'd be cool though if they. I didn't know if they, when Elite was saying they do it in the career mode with that, and they might have it in quick race mode. I want to check that out. If they have an AI driver swap at least, I want to see how that works.
Yeah, swing didn't quite look right on that one.
He's set up for his fourth shot here, looking to get it on the green with this.
Safely on the dance floor.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt.
No, Rich, that was a huge putt. You don't expect to make them from that distance.
Back here at the par 4 11th at Quail Hollow, set to tee off. What's the right game plan here, Frank?
Oh, there's two really. That left bunker off the tee, it's about 265 yards to get it on the fairway, or 308 yards, 310 yards run out there. I've seen players just try and carry the bunker, sort of set up a short iron, and I've seen players like Rory MclLroy just try and blast a driver with a hook on it. Both strategies have worked.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
Coming out of the rough and right up next to the hole. These putts keep the round together. Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. And this will be a 5-foot putt here. Everything is going wrong today. Just continues to be ugly. Par 4 12th here at Quail Hollow, 456 yards. Frank, break it down for us.
Well, there's no fairway bunkers either side, so you feel like there's nothing to work the ball off, and consequently, it's very easy to sneak it in the rough on the left or the right. And then that makes that second shot so much more difficult going up the hill. This is one hole that you have to pick a line on. You really have to know the line off the tee. There's a nice big tree down there in the distance. That's the one you want to work it off.
Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie.
Rich, you know, after you've already made one mistake in the rough, there's a chance he's going to make another.
I think if I saw it
Just
right,
trying to
one
get
of the
it
races
back
is
out
tomorrow
into the fairway and not make a
night
big
at like
number.
10 o'clock.
Well, not quite enough on that one, Frank.
Yeah, coming out of the rough, not surprising, considerably short.
But there was only 2, and the other one said Sunday at 5 a.m., I think, if I read that right.
It's no snack, though.
Yeah.
Boy, it looked like Ben
Wait,
Crenshaw
Saturday at
right
3, I
there.
didn't
That was
see that.
smooth and easy, right in the heart.
Oh, I can't do that one.
Here we are at the par 3,
I could do Friday at
13th hole.
10.
It's 210 yards. What does it take here, Frank?
It's one, actually, where you'd rather be conservative than aggressive here. And the reason why is this green tends to roll off at the back and the front and the middle there. So it's just something that pitches more in the
16.
central part of the green is really what's required.
And it is not looking like a good lie. Second shot from the rough. It's on the way.
I wish you can do more in that.
That's a disappointment right there, Frank.
Yeah, green light special, really. Come up considerably short.
Frank, in golf, as we know, there's short grass and there's
Plus
long
with the,
grass. We all want to be in that
running
short
24-hour
grass, but
races,
it
you
doesn't
want as
always
much
work
cars
out
in there
that
as you
way.
can.
So what's the most important element from the shot, from the rough?
You have to be a little bit more conservative first and foremost because you can't guarantee a perfect strike out of the long grass. So therefore you have to look around the greens, maybe short, to the right, to the left, and realize what's involved. And also just give yourself a slightly bigger target.
Where? Kentucky?
Well, Frank, as we arrive at the par 4 14th, just 345 yards, our players no doubt are looking for a little advice from a guy who's been there. You've done it at the highest level. What's the right play here?
Rich, after all these years, I think it's like a modified tee shot. And what I'm going to say with that is like a strong 3-wood, something that pitches around 270 and kicks 30 or 40 yards, finishes up about 20 yards short of the green. I think that's the best ploy. You won't be able to get at all the flags, but I think you'll play the hole under par for the week.
When's the right time to pull out the big driver and have a go at this extra stroke at it after going into the water? So the previous shot into the drink, this now the fourth shot. Ends up in the first cut, and he'll have a pretty good look at the hole location from here.
Not a problem there, Rich.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. You almost lose count at this point. Safe to say, not under par. In fact, well over par. Now as we arrive at the par 5 15th hole here at Quail Hollow, 577 yards. Frank, I think a player has to be thinking about doing what Rory MclRoy did in 2010.
It's the last of the holes that you can really be aggressive on, Rich. So a good drive down here. I'm well aware of the fact that there's water on the left. This is a good chance to make something happen before you play the green mile.
And that's what MclRoy did. Hit a tracer, then a 5-iron, knocked it in for eagle, shot 62, and won for the first time on the PGA Tour. Frank made this hole just a little bit harder hitting it into the rough.
I would say a lot harder.
Set to go. Not an easy shot by any means. Playing a par 5, Frank, what happened on that third shot?
Yeah, it's a poor decision. But, well, hopefully he can eradicate that from the memory banks and really knuckle down on this. Do not want to drop a shot or make 6 here. Well, that's a little absurd, that, Rich. That shot wasn't that hard, but it's come up well short.
Didn't appear committed through impact. Great shot coming out of that bunker right there.
Showing some skills today.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. Well, too bad. He gives one back. At last, we have arrived at the start of one of the most daunting finishing stretches in all of golf. They call it the Green Mile, 16, 17, and 18 here at Quail Hollow. The 16th is a par 4, 508 yards, Frank.
And this hole was made even more difficult when they pushed that green further left to bring the water more in play with the second shot. I mean, it's a great par 4. It's strong in every single department.
Sometimes. It depends on the track. I can tell you right now, one that does it is Texas, turn
use all
1.
their strength to sort of hack it out of that rough, missing it off the tee here. Well, the stats say that is a green hit in regulation.
A lot of the flat
but
tracks
it's
are like
not yet
that
a par
too.
on the card.
Phoenix sometimes.
Very tough putt coming up. Pretty good stroke right there, just to hit it through the break.
Well, it's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
Been a rocky round. Just two holes remaining here at Quail Hollow in Charlotte, North Carolina. This is the signature par 3, 221 yards, the 17th.
And they have a multitude of tees here. One of the new back tees is actually where
South
the old
Park?
16th green was. And
I saw something.
if you think
on
don't go left is the way to play,
PlayStation
then
Store.
that won't work either.
Just
because
feel
right's
it
not
when I
that much
looked
good.
at
This is it. Stand on the tee, and you better hit a good shot.
11 feet away. Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Frank, you can see by the reaction, it has been that kind of week, just a few too many pars. Here we are, the 18th hole at
it
Quail
wasn't
Hollow.
in the little...
Simply put, Frank, a player needs to hit maybe his best tee shot of the day.
I would agree with you, Rich. If you were to measure this hole from trees on the left to trees on the right, it's actually a really wide fairway or expansive land. But that creek that just meanders its way through the middle of this hole completely changes the nature of this hole. And consequently, you hit the nail on the head. If you don't hit a good tee shot, you will rack up something here. And I've got no idea how big it would be.
I pre-ordered the
nestled
Supercross
down just a
game
bit
that's
in that
coming
heavy
out
rough.
in a couple weeks or a week and a half now.
Frank, what's the best way to get at the golf ball when it's sitting down just a bit in the rough?
You have to accept the fact, first and foremost, that you're not going to get clean contacts. You have to decide whether the ball's going to come out short or it's going to fly.
Frank, sadly, I've been there too often in the water.
God,
You get down on yourself. What's the right way to approach this mentally?
Well, you've almost got to take a step backwards, Rich. This can add up so quickly. So give yourself a little pat on the back, say it's fine. I mean, you're human. You're allowed to hit bad shots. But the big thing now is to avoid 2 in a row.
Still going, and going the wrong way. This is the 5th shot after that previous one went into the drink. How good was that, Frank, from the rough?
We have to watch you play tonight.
Masterclass
It's
in
hard to
short
believe I
game.
won a tournament in this thing. In my career mode, last time I played.
That hole certainly got the best of him. Triple bogey. Well, that'll do it for today. Not a great performance, not on the first page of that leaderboard.
Yeah, the people on the top of this leaderboard are there for a reason. They hit
Yeah.
more fairways, more greens. It sounds easy, and I know this is a difficult course, but that's the way it's going to have to be played.
Fucking NASCAR, And it's like you click on them, you click it, it saves 15 minutes, even if you only want 10 seconds, you know?
Yeah.
So you have to go into your gallery and trim them all. I did that in like November. I remember I spent like an hour, and I am not fucking done that shit. And I couldn't download the import on that thing. So I'm like, oh, fucking God.
That's why I have an external hard drive plugged into my PlayStation 2 because I got so many games it didn't fit. My PlayStation's only a 500 gigabyte thing. It's not even a terabyte. I got a 2 gigabyte hard drive in there, and I filled up half of it because I downloaded a few demos and, you know, some free games and stuff like that too. And plus I have like 30, 40 games. Yeah, I downloaded that too and I haven't played it yet. No, I like playing Call of Duty. I'm nowhere near good at it, but
The crazy shit. It was like you're like a real fucking army soldier guy. Not that like Call of Duty like